Gukesh defeated Nijat Abbasov with the black pieces, and after this round, going into two last rounds, he's one of the players sharing for the first place. So first of all, congratulations. It seemed like this game was really solid. You just slowly outplayed your opponent. Could you show maybe the key moments when he could go better, defend better?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game, but yeah, I mean, I felt like I was outplaying, but he still had some drawing chances in the end game, I guess. But yeah, this opening, I surprised him with this line, and but he reacted quite well. He all the all the logical moves and H4. I didn't know what I was. Maybe I knew, but I didn't remember what I'm supposed to do.
So
And
from here, you were on your own, not in the book anymore.
yeah, sure. Um, yeah, maybe I had some improvement, but okay, what I played was quite seemed quite logical. So rook d1. I mean, if some bishop f4, then some g5s were working. So rook d1, bishop e4. Yeah, the main point is that after bishop e4, I go f5, ef6, knight f6, bishop g6, king e7, and I don't think this is really dangerous for black. After queen e4, I castle, bishop f4, rook d8. I mean, ideally I would like to get f5, but with the bishop on f4, it's hard.
Preventing.
So I tried to get my knight via f8, and yeah, it was all quite logical until some point. So bishop f1.
Yeah, actually, it's just one of these games when it's not clear where your opponent made the crucial mistakes. It's just it was very logical and somehow you were just winning.
Yeah, I mean, white has some activity, but no, black is positionally doing very well. I mean, I have this dark squared outpost, and the pawn on c3 is weak. So yeah, if white doesn't find some nice ideas, it can get quite tricky. Yeah, rook a5 was also one of the moves I was considering, but yeah. Here I thought a4 was not necessary because I did not really see how to get to his how to penetrate and how to get to his pawns. And with a4 he gave me this rook b3 square. And also a4 it's a bit harder to defend because the rook on d2 was defending the a2 pawn
Yeah.
very nicely. And this rook d3, I guess he was fishing for some tricks with bishop h6 stuff. But I had foreseen that this was not working because of yeah, if he goes rook f3, I just block with bishop e7. But queen g4, king h8, queen f4, I thought yeah, queen d8 was working because queen h6 I have knight h7 and rook d7 I get queen g5. Um, so yeah, he played rook f3. Now bishop h6 is a strong threat, but I thought this endgame should just be very good for me. But actually, it was not that easy. Rook a4, bishop g2, and I mean I tried to exchange one of the rooks to not give him the uh, last rank. I mean the 8th rank. Uh, so after rook c8, yeah, bishop e4 was again a very nice move because I was trying to get g5 and
Yeah, well, it looks like your only problem at the moment is this knight on f8 and you want to get it out somehow.
yeah, I mean I'm just a pawn up, but this knight is just not able to get into the game because rook c7, rook d8 is always a problem. So I played a5, bishop c2, and here I kind of gambled because I spent some time and I couldn't see how to get anything without the knight coming into the game. So I played this tricky move g5. I mean he was already running a bit
Low
short
on
on
time,
time.
yeah.
The point is that I mean the what white should do is just take the pawn, I guess, because bishop g6, f g6, bishop h6 might be tricky, but he can start with rook a2. And I thought in time trouble it's not very easy to find this because g5 he just takes on a5
Okay, yeah.
and rook a8, bishop h6. I think it should be a draw. a4 maybe even yeah, like I guess just king f1, a3, bishop c1, king e2, I mean, it should be a draw. I
But
think.
probably still with chances for you, no? I mean, you would continue playing because you have
Yeah,
this A3 pawn, you know.
yeah, I'll continue playing, but you know, I don't think the job is very difficult for White. But yeah, he didn't take the pawn, and after that, I was already very happy to get this because now my knight is just active and I'm just a pawn up. Um, but yeah, here I was playing fast and he was in time trouble, and I guess he made some inaccuracies. C4 I got the b4 square and he has to go rook a2, otherwise rook b4, and I get bishop b4, and now I get the d file.
So when playing this position, did you feel already that this is just a technical position that you're winning and all you need to do is just to finalize the job?
I was not completely sure if it's just winning. If he goes, for example, king e4, I was intending something like c5, bishop e3, knight c8, knight b6, and a4. I thought practically very good chances, but
But objectively not clear.
objectively, yeah, I'm not very sure.
Okay.
But yeah, this was the 40th move, and I just made a blunder with bishop e3 because I get rook d3, and surprisingly, it's very hard to defend this pawn because king e2, rook c3, rook c2, rook a3 traps the bishop. And he found some interesting way to defend for a while, but yeah.
But now he used the 5 square, yeah.
And bishop c6, rook e3 is the trick. So, and bishop d4 I take on c5. And rook c2, take a4. I mean, this he was aiming for this one, but okay, there's no need for me to give him this ending. So a4, and it was still not very easy during the game, but yeah, it should just be winning. This position was a nice zugzwang actually, because he doesn't get bishop d1 because of a2, bishop b3, bishop f2, and king c4 I get in with king e4. So, yeah.
Yeah, very clear game from your side. I asked Hikaru this question and I want to ask you too. So now with 2 rounds to go, we have 3 players, yourself, Nakamura and Nepomniachtchi in the lead. We have Caruana who is just a little bit behind. So 4 players are fighting for the first place. So what do you think, if you could name just one factor, what would be the decisive factor to win this tournament?
I think the same thing. Whoever plays good chess in the last 2 rounds and manages to remain focused, then yeah, I think that person would have a pretty good chance.
But what is this factor that helps you play good chess and remain focused? Is it experience? Is it good nerves? Maybe some freshness, whatever?
Yeah, a bit of everything, I say.
Okay, what about luck?
Plays a role, but what's in my control, I'll try to do it at my best.
And do you think there is luck in chess at all?
No, surely there's luck. I mean, in everything there is luck. In chess also, um, like, I mean, nothing is like completely in our control. So, I guess just better to do um, our job and leave the rest. Yeah.
All right, thank you for these answers. Do we have questions? Yes, please. Microphone, okay. Not switched on.
Yep. Could you say something about the opening? You played h6 and then knight h7. Is that something new from your laboratory, or is it a known variation?
Sorry?
Is it something new from your seconds, this idea with h6 and knight h7?
Yeah, I mean, I thought this would be an interesting line for the game. I mean, it's obviously not one of the main lines, but it seems quite interesting, and it worked in the game. So yeah, I can only be happy about it.
Your preparation lasted until move 14 or so?
Yeah, until move 14. I'm sure I knew what to do after that, but I couldn't remember. So, yeah, during the game I knew what I was doing until move 14.
Any more questions? You have a question? Oh, okay.
Yes, Hikaru mentioned that he was a bit tired after the last games. Are you physically? How are you physically in shape now after 12 rounds? And maybe when you said that who will play good chess in the last 2 rounds should win the tournament, maybe that depends on the stamina now.
I feel pretty good, both physically and mentally. Um, from the start, I've been in the same shape, and I don't really feel any kind of exhaustion or anything. Um, yeah, hopefully tomorrow also I have a rest day, so um, yeah, hopefully I'll be uh, in good shape for the last 2 rounds.
You played very well throughout the tournament, but there was this one game where you made this mistake. How do you explain it? That something happened, sometimes happens, or was a bad day or time scramble?
Yeah, I mean, I played in the same way, but that day I was just um, I guess uh, it was just time scramble, and in time scrambles anything can happen. That was also not a bad game throughout, but yeah, in the time scramble I just messed it up. But it happens in 14 rounds. Of course, you're not going to have all success. So uh, yeah, glad uh, it was over and I got over it. So yeah.
You pass the microphone to the left. Okay.
Yeah, it's a follow-up question to the previous one. So you mentioned H6 and knight H7 was an interesting idea, but for example, if there are multiple propositions of interesting ideas, how would you choose like the one to play in the game?
Um, I guess a lot of factors. And some you'd like some kind of position against a certain opponent, and also depending on your mood and what you feel like doing. So it's a decision, I guess, before every game, and yeah, it just depends on what I'm feeling at that moment.
Oh, it should be working. Just try.
Also analyze the weakness of your opponent, perhaps?
Yeah, surely. I guess you would have some kind of brief idea in your mind about opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and you try to play accordingly. So
So when Judith Polgar says that chess is 20% psychology, do you agree with her? If you actually analyze the strengths and weaknesses of your opponents, is it just the chess strengths and weaknesses, or also psychological, the style of play?
as usual, I guess it's just not when we take topics like this, it's just not one particular thing, and there are lot of things to consider, and surely chess strength, chess weakness, and psychological. Yeah, all the things surely matter.
Okay. Do we have more questions? I think Sagar, you wanted to ask a question. No? First, okay.
After today's round, you're the only Indian player still in contention. Do you have anything you want to say to your countrymen who now have to put their dream on hold for another 2 years?
Well, it's an individual tournament, and the only person I care about is myself. So, yeah, not really.
No more questions? Well, thank you very much, Gukesh, for this long press conference and all your frank answers.
Thank you.